Negotiating the curves in your life. Many times life throws us a sudden curve and we have to react on a second's notice to avoid danger. Just as when we are driving in our car along a familiar road and suddenly, while we aren't paying attention, danger jumps out in front of us and we need to react suddenly to avoid disaster. One such incident occurred to me while driving home late one Sunday evening. It had been a long weekend. A typical teenager always thought I had to pack as much fun in the weekend as I could. After all, there would never be another one. A weekend of partying and staying out late had caused me to become extremely sleepy and inattentive. As I drove a familiar road home to my home, my mind wandered and I totally forgot about a 90-degree turn looming directly ahead of me. Luckily, a sudden bump in the road got my attention. I glanced down at the speedometer and realized I was going way too fast to negotiate the turn ahead. Traveling 80 miles per hour with a sharp curve directly ahead could only spell disaster. I had to make the curve. Going straight meant crashing into a forest with many trees in my path. Not a good option when traveling at this rate of speed. Locking up the brakes, I turned the steering wheel to the right and prayed and hung on. Sliding sideways and using up all the road, I made it. I had slid so far and hard, flat spots were actually worn on my tires. It took several miles before they actually smoothed out again and became round, so I didn't feel the familiar bumping. So it is with life. As we travel down the road of life and often lose sight of where we're going, ignoring warning signs along the way. Suddenly, something jogs our memory and we are stuck with a sudden realization that to avoid disaster in our life, something must be changed and changed quickly. At this point in time, we are forced to make quick and sudden changes that oftentimes are not well thought out and as a result can have a disastrous effect on our well-being. How much better would it be to continuously think about our life, where we're going and how we're going to get there. As everyone knows, this won't avoid all the turmoil in our life, but by always staying aware of what is going on in our environment, many times we are able to avert disaster before it happens and lead to a more stable, peaceful, enjoyable life.